Hey guys.
Hey.
I'm Step.
I'm Tams.
And this is Card Advantage.
Card Advantage on the stack.
Yeah, we're not drafting today. We are doing our very first set review.
Sort of. With a twist.
With a twist. So set reviews, if you've never seen a set review before, it's, when a set comes out, people review it, the pros review it. You can find several set reviews. We'll be listing some at the end of this episode. But that's the entire set, and it's a lot to take in. And there's a lot of information that you're probably not going to retain.
Mm-hmm.
We thought the best thing for us to tell listeners, new players, returning players, everybody, is what's most important to know about the game that you can't know from your own cards.
Yeah, I think that's such a good idea. You can read your own cards, but as a set progresses, you get to the point where you know, okay, he's playing black. He could have a Butcher's Glee. He could have a Dousing Gloom. You know what's coming. But when a new set comes out, unless you spend hours on each color, you probably won't. If you're doing a pre-release like we are, you kind of probably know the color you're going into, but you're not going to have a clue mostly about others, so this could help with that.
So what this is, it's always daunting to not know what's in your opponent's hand. What could they possibly have? If I play a spell, is it going to be countered? Is it going to resolve? Is he going to kill my creature? And as Tam said, when a set's been out for a while, you know, okay, there's a 5-mana kill spell. I've got to watch out for that. But that's the information that we're hoping to prime you with here and now.
Yeah.
So we're just covering the instant speed effects, the things that are going to affect combat.
Flash creatures, things like that.
So, yeah. Let's get started.
All right. We're doing it in order of color, correct?
Yep, in Wooburg order. Just cut this. All right. Celestial Flare is our first card.
And what is it?
It's a returning card. It's been printed numerous times. It's a combat trick. It's an instant. Target player sacrifices an attacking or blocking creature for white.
Ooh.
I like this card quite a bit. It's been... something like it has been printed a bunch of times, but this specific card was in... what? M14, M13?
No clue.
Anyway, it's here now in Magic Origins, and if your opponent has double white up, you should be aware.
Yeah. That's pretty good.
Alright.
Next.
Enshrouding Mist. This, as far as I know, is a new card. Single white, instant. Target creature gets +1/+1 until end of turn. Prevent all damage that would be dealt to it this turn. If it's Renown, untap it. Renown is a new mechanic. We may or may not talk about the mechanics in another video.
You should explain what it is now, though.
But what the Renowned mechanic is when a creature with Renowned deals combat damage to a player, if it is not Renowned, it becomes Renowned. And that usually comes along with a +1 counter or possibly more +1 counters.
Yeah.
So just like Monstrosity, it's an effect that just... an attribute that the creature takes on. There's no counters or tokens or anything to state that it's Renowned. You just sort of have to remember. But, yeah, that seems like a really strong spell.
Yeah.
Even without the Renown aspect, +1/+1 and prevent all damage to one creature. That's like any of the... make it indestructible
there was one
effects.
It was in the last set? What the heck is it?
You mean in Dragons?
Yeah.
Enduring
Victory, yeah.
Now the difference between indestructible and prevent damage is that this creature could still be destroyed.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But this card's there to help win combat. So with a single white, if your opponent is attacking in and it looks like a bad attack, they could have one of these. Alright. Gideons Phalanx. This is a rare, so it's not going to come up that often, and you probably shouldn't play around it unless you've actually seen it from your opponent. We'll probably say that about all of the rares. But it is very powerful. 5 white, so that's 7 mana, put 4 2/2 white knight creature tokens with vigilance onto the battlefield.
Wow.
So that's 8 power and 8 toughness for 7 mana among 4 bodies. And in white, spreading that out is really good.
Mm-hmm.
It also has Spell Mastery, which is the other new mechanic for the set. If there are 2 or more instant and or sorcery cards in your graveyard, creatures you control gain indestructible until end of turn.
Yowza.
So, even without Spell Mastery, it's perfectly playable, but if you have Spell Mastery, which by 7 mana isn't going to be difficult, that could function as a one-sided Wrath.
Mm-hmm. So it's an expensive card, but if you can cast it, look out.
It's definitely a curve topping. It's a bomb card.
Yeah. We don't know how mana's going to play out, how long games are going to go yet. So it's hard to really...
It is. It's hard to tell. Like, maybe this is going to be even unplayable because you never go longer than 6 or 7 turns. But I somehow doubt it. There's enough expensive stuff in the set that it seems like they'll want to get there. Anyway, like we said, it is a rare, so it's not something you really need to play around, but it's something you should be aware of.
Mm-hmm.
Next one is also a rare, Hallowed Moonlight, and this sort of hoses the other one. 1 and a white. Until end of turn, if a creature would enter the battlefield and it wasn't cast, exile it instead. And it also has draw a card, which makes it a cantrip.
Yeah.
It replaces itself in hand.
It's kind of a sideboard card, unless you're looking for a card draw in white for 2.
I would say definitely a sideboard card, but definitely a playable sideboard card.
Mm-hmm. Well, for sure. I mean,
you should be aware of this card. Again, it's a rare, so it's not common, but you should be aware of this card if you've shown your opponent that you have tokens.
And they're in white.
Or that you have ways of bringing stuff back from your graveyard.
Zombies?
Because either way, that's going to probably be problematic.
Mm-hmm.
Mighty Leap.
I remember this. This is from Modern Masters?
Modern
Well,
Masters
it was from
2?
before that as well, but that's where I know it from.
Mighty Leap is a combat trick, 1 and a white, for an instant, target creature gets +2/+2 and gains flying until end of turn. So this can be used several ways, but if your opponent leaves up 1 and a white, you should be aware that maybe they can block your flyer. Mm-hmm. It is a common. It's mostly probably just going to be used for 2 damage, an extra 2 damage to the face, but there are ways of getting value out of it.
Mm-hmm.
So, be aware. Swift Reckoning. This one is another one that has Spell Mastery, and it's a sorcery for 1 and a white, but the Spell Mastery gives it Flash, which means you can cast it at instant speed.
Yes.
And that's just destroy target tapped creature. So this is white removal.
Mm-hmm.
Highly playable, and something to be aware of if you are swinging in with something that you don't want destroyed.
Mm-hmm.
Probably still make the swing, but be aware that 1 and a white could mean they've got something.
Mm-hmm.
Next we have a flash creature, and this is also a rare, so again, probably won't see too many of these, but he can have an effect on the board. He's a 4/4 for 3 white, so 5 mana. His name is Hicks, Prison Warden. And whenever a creature deals combat damage to you, if Hicks, Prison Warden enters the battlefield this turn, exile that creature until Hicks leaves the battlefield. This is probably going to get you the first time, because leaving 5 mana up, although it's a little telling, a little sketchy, if you've got the board presence, you're probably going to be swinging anyway.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe this guy is a reason to leave one of those creatures back.
Yeah.
Because he has flash, he can be dropped on declare blockers or on declare attackers after you attack. Mm-hmm. And that can really change things.
Oh, yeah.
I think there's only one more white spell, and it's not one that is at instant speed, but it's one that affects the game. Mm-hmm. So, Anointer of Champions is a 1/1 for 1, and I just wanted to point out that if it's on the field, you need to remember that it can give target attacking creature +1/+1 until end of turn.
I've had effects like that on creatures across the board for me, that I see it go down, and then a few turns go by, and they don't use it, and then you forget, and suddenly you go, oh no.
Yeah.
My big creature just died. Oh no.
There are a couple of tappers in the set. That's creatures that tap creatures down.
Yeah.
There's other things that make creatures unable to block or whatever, and we're not mentioning those because you'll know if that is something that's going to affect combat before it affects combat. In this case, it's just one of those things that you need to remember is out there.
Yeah.
All right.
So.
Going on to blue?
Ooh, blue.
You want to read the blues?
Blue. All right. Artificers Epiphany. It is an instant for 2 and a blue. Draw 2 cards. If you control no artifacts, discard a card.
So this is an instant that doesn't really affect combat.
It can.
It could. If they've passed the turn with a lot of mana up, then they might have one of these and be hoping to draw into something. Mm-hmm. Who knows? But we've basically included it just for the sake of completion.
And it's an instant, yeah.
Instant speed effects.
And that seems fine to me.
Also, if they're tapping 2 and a blue, and you're like, uh-oh, what is this? Remember, it's probably just them drawing cards.
Yeah. In blue? Yeah.
Don't panic.
Don't panic.
But be aware.
Yeah. All right. Bone to Ash. Ooh, I like the art. Mm-hmm. This is an instant for 2 blue. Counter target creature spell. Draw a card.
So this seems fine. It seems like a little too much mana to leave up just in case they cast a creature. Mm-hmm. But when you're dropping things back and forth, especially in limited, creatures fall almost every turn. Mm-hmm. And this could really tempo your opponent.
It's something you might keep in the sideboard, and if they have some really big bomby creatures, you bring it in, or you're finding you're not getting your cards. Yeah.
It's also something to be aware if they pass the turn with 4 mana up and they have double blue.
Yes.
Maybe you want to drop your common 3-drop instead of your bomby 4-drop.
Try to draw it out. Yeah, for sure.
Maybe not. Maybe you're comfortable playing into it, but be aware.
We've gotten nailed.
We've gotten.
By stupid counter spells before. It's so frustrating.
You were going to say something else?
Myself, I like card draw. I'm not a huge counter spell player. I'm always shocked when I see one. So I don't know that I will play. I think I'd like to try it and see how it runs. But
yep. It's a common, so they'll probably be floating around.
I'm sure they will.
Also, there are a few counter spells in this set, and I put them all right back to back.
Oh, cool.
So that we'll take care of them all at once.
Alrighty.
So this is the common counter spell, 2 and a blue.
Calculated Dismissal. An instant. Counter target spell unless its controller pays 3 with spell mastery. If there are 2 or more instants and or sorceries in your graveyard, scry 2.
So this is a mana leak effect. Mm-hmm. And the scry 2 is pretty sweet.
I was going to say with an upside, if you have spell mastery.
Yep.
Yeah.
Counter target spell unless its controller pays 3. You're probably not going to want to pay 3. Maybe you are. I don't know. But
if it's something pretty big, you may not have 3 to pay.
You may not have 3 to pay. Just be aware that your opponent may have one of these if they're in blue. Mm-hmm. Especially if they've got mana up at the end of turn.
Yeah.
So this probably isn't going to affect combat. Like, counter spells don't affect combat, but they are going to affect your turn.
Mm-hmm. This could affect combat because they could be using a pump spell.
It's true. The last one was creatures only. This is any spell.
This is anything.
Yeah.
Okay. Clash of Wills. is 1 blue and X. Counter target spell unless its controller pays X.
I love this card for flavor reasons.
Okay.
I just think Clash of Wills. This is.
Oh, yeah. Who wants this more?
Yeah. How much are you willing to pay for it?
Mm-hmm.
How much can you pay for it?
Yeah.
Do you have enough to overrule me?
Yeah.
It's fantastic flavor-wise. And the art has Jace and his tutor on it, so that's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, it is an uncommon, and it's a little different from the other counter spells because it scales. So you could play this, or your opponent could play this turn 2 when you're already tapped out.
Yeah.
And just get whatever your 2-drop is.
Yeah.
They could play it turn 5 to counter your 5-drop, and
Yeah.
all they need is 1, right?
Mm-hmm.
1 more than you've got.
Yeah. For me, that card gets scarier later game.
Yeah. Because you drop, your 7-drop.
You've been waiting.
2 mana.
Yeah.
So yeah. Be aware.
Mm-hmm.
Negate.
Oh, good old negate, same art.
Yep.
1 in the blue, instant, counter target non-creature spell.
So
Simple as that.
Is the opposite of the 4-mana counter target creature spell, right?
Yeah.
This is a sideboard card, mostly. Some formats you main deck 1, maybe even 2, but it's something that your opponent may bring in if you have a lot of pump spells or if you have a lot of token generation, and it's common, so just remember it's out there.
They'll be flying around. Disperse. This is also a reprint. I like the art.
Yeah,
it's really
this
nice.
is new art.
1 and a blue. Return target non-land permanent to its owner's hand.
So this is tempo. This, if you swing in, they can bounce the thing back to your hand. They can swing in and bounce a blocker out of the way. It's not probably going to be too surprising when it happens. There's no real way to get you with disperse unless they're the aggressor. But it's something definitely to be aware of. And yes, very pretty.
Harbinger of the Tides.
So this is
2
a
blue.
creature.
For a creature, yes, but we've included this because you may cast Harbinger of the Tides as though it had flash if you pay 2 more to cast it.
So for 4.
So for 4, you get a 2/2. When it enters the battlefield, you may return target tapped creature an opponent controls to its owner's hand.
Now this is a rare. Also, I've just now looked at the art, and it's pretty glorious. Merfolk Wizard. It's something, again, that you shouldn't really play around unless you've seen it from your opponent.
Yeah.
But
It's pretty. It seems pretty good.
it is pretty good. Play it on turn 2, bounce their 2-drop that they swung in with, or their 1-drop that they swung in with, or even better, play it on turn 4 to bounce their attacker and really set them back. Yep. All right.
Hold on. Okay, go ahead. I was just best case scenarioing all sorts of cool things.
Yeah. We're not here for best case scenario though.
But Hydra Lash, 2 and a blue. Attacking creatures get creatures get -2, -0 until end of turn and draw a card.
So this is, again, probably a sideboard card against aggressive decks. And you should be aware, if your opponent has 3 mana up, maybe you shouldn't be swinging with your entire fleet of tiny little 1/1s. But maybe you should. And maybe they don't have it. Who knows?
Ooh, hard to tell.
But just being aware that it's out there. It's probably not going to see a lot of play. But,
it's an uncommon, yeah.
But it could.
Yeah. Ooh, Mysm Mendler is 2 and a blue for a 1/4 creature Vidalcan wizard with flash. When he enters a battlefield, you may change a target spell or ability to Mysm Mendler.
So basically, is a one-shot spell skite.
Yep.
There are a lot of 3-drops. 3 seems like the sweet spot for blue and tricks. So, because he's got flash, you can cast him in response to an effect on the stack. And that could be a kill spell, getting rid of kill spell. Mm-hmm. You thought you were killing my rare, well, you're killing this instead, although he is a rare.
Yeah.
Could be return it to your hand, which seems really good, actually.
Yeah, it seems really good.
3 damage, and by the way, he's got 4 toughness, so...
We can call him Bouncy Boy.
Bouncy Boy? Seems really strong. Mm-hmm. But also a rare, so I wouldn't play around it unless you've already seen it, or have reason to believe that your opponent has it. Nivik's Barrier.
Ooh, 3 and a blue for an 0/4 with flash. It's a defender, so he cannot attack. When Nivik's Barrier enters the battlefield, target attacking creature gets -4/-0 till end of turn.
So that seems okay. A little expensive for
a wall? For a defender, yeah.
But,
what is a wall?
Yep.
Illusion wall. Cool.
It's really... It's almost like a fog in that it doesn't do all that much. It maybe chump blocks twice in this case.
Yeah.
Or it could lock down the ground, but for 4, there's probably a better card.
Yeah.
However, we include it because it has flash.
Mm-hmm. You could see it, and somebody's going to play it.
Somebody's going to play it. I'll probably play one. We'll see
how it is?
Yeah.
Yeah, fair enough. Okay, Psychic Rebuttal. 1 and a blue for an instant. Counter target instant or sorcery spell that targets you. Spell Mastery. If there are 2 or more instants and or sorcery cards in your graveyard, you may copy the spell countered this way. You may choose new targets for the copy.
So wow. I didn't put this with the other counter spells because it seemed a little more interesting somehow. Mm-hmm. It's not just a counter spell. It counters an instant or a sorcery, but it's more like a wild ricochet, or it sends it back at your opponent.
That could be really good.
Could be really good.
I'm of course going constructed Crater Claws.
Crater Claws, yeah.
That would be amazing.
Now, it has to be a target spell that targets you, not your creatures. So, Crater Claws, yeah. What's the black thing? Target player sacrifices a creature. Mm-hmm. But that's all constructed. In this set, I haven't seen anything that I really care about this card for, so...
We'll see as we go through.
I wouldn't pick it highly, but maybe. Maybe. Send to Sleep. 1 and a blue for an instant. Tap up to 2 target creatures. If you have Spell Mastery, those creatures don't untap during their controller's next untap steps.
For 2.
That seems really good.
That seems really good.
Tap up to 2 target creatures is fine. And then they don't untap is just sweetness. Mm-hmm. Not really going to affect the middle of combat.
No.
But it could be something that affects combat for several turns. Mm-hmm. For at least a couple of turns.
Mm-hmm. All right. Soulblade Djinn. 3 blue for a 4/3 flying creature Djinn. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, creatures you control get +1/+1 until end of turn.
So you'll notice that this is also not an instant or sorcery, or instant or flash creature, but it does affect combat. Uh-huh. Because being aware of this guy, if they then do anything, all their creatures get +1/+1.
Yeah, he could be really, really good.
Seems good. Mm-hmm. Alright, I think the final one...
Turn to Frog. 1 and a blue for an instant until end of turn. Target creature loses all abilities and becomes a blue frog with a base power and toughness 1/1. Ribbit.
So,
Turn to Frog.
Turn to Frog is situationally good. It's situationally bad.
Yeah.
It's definitely something that's going to affect combat, though, because if you're swinging in with your 6/6 and they turn it to a frog...
Bye-bye,
bye-bye.
Froggy.
Bye-bye, Hicks. Bye-bye any of the rares that you care about. So, yeah, that's definitely something to be aware of. That's okay. And there's actually one more in blue.
Oh, okay.
It's not a flash enchantment. It's not an instant speed thing, but it will affect the board and your opponent's abilities to cast instants.
So math and stuff.
Yep.
Jace's Sanctum is 3 and a blue for an enchantment. Instants and sorcery spells you cast cost 1 less to cast. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, scry 1.
Again, this is a rare, so it's not something to worry about, and you'll know if it's on the field, but it could just sit there and you're thinking he doesn't have enough for that counter spell. Oh, wait. Yes, he does.
Yeah, so we just want to point it out.
Yeah.
Sure.
On to black.
Black?
There isn't much in black.
Oh, no. But black's my favorite.
I know. Blue was very, very big. Black is very, very small.
Well.
So, Cruel Revival. 4 and a black for an instant. Destroy target non-zombie creature. It can't be regenerated. Return up to 1 target zombie card from your graveyard to your hand. This is an uncommon. I think it looks sweet. I think the art looks sweet.
Are you thinking there's going to be zombie travel going on?
Oh, I know that there's some zombies going on here.
Sweet.
There's actually a couple of tribal sub-themes. It looks like zombies, elves. Yeah. Anyway, this is a straight-up removal spell. 5 mana, destroy a creature. Unless it's a zombie. But most creatures are not going to be zombies. So.
Till you face a mirror match, and then you're both like, oh, no.
Then you sideboard these out.
Yeah, you sure do.
But, yeah. 5 mana seems to be where destroy target creature is sitting now.
It's no Doomblade.
It's no Doomblade. But
we can't expect Doomblade, I know.
Alright. Next. Dark Dabbling.
Ooh, I love the art.
Yep.
Is that Liliana?
I believe so. I believe that's Liliana the healer.
Wow.
2 and a black. Regenerate target creature. Draw a card. So this is a common, I guess, it's no Coat with Venom. It's no Butcher's Glee. But if you have Spell Mastery, also regenerate each other creature you control.
Wow, okay.
Which makes it a little better than Coat with Venom.
And a little bit of card draw in black.
So my thinking is if you need to play this on turn 3, you're probably in rough shape.
Yeah.
But it's fine. But if you can Alpha Strike with 2 instants and or sorceries in your graveyard, then that seems pretty good.
Yeah, it really does.
So that's something to be aware of. 3 mana. And it does just kill a kill spell.
Yeah.
So
that is true.
That's that. Next, Gnarlroot Trapper. 1/1 for a single black. This is a creature. It doesn't have flash or anything, but you should be aware that tapping it gives target elf you control Death Touch. So
this is going to be part of a Golgari elf tribal thing going on, I think. Yeah.
And
a black elf.
It's another one of those things you should just sort of be aware of. If your opponent has one of these on the field, yes, they can give an elf Death Touch.
Yep.
Right. Moving on. Touch of Moonglove.
I love the art for this, too. It's very pretty.
It's common for a single black. Target creature you control gets +1/+1 and gains Death Touch until end of turn. Whenever a creature dealt damage by that creature dies, its controller loses 2 life.
That seems good.
This seems really good against the stack block.
Yeah.
So it's not bad. It's a win combat. Not really a win combat. It's a trade creatures thing.
Yeah, well, here's the thing. +1 and gains Death Touch.
Play it on a wall.
Okay. Fair enough. That's where it goes. Because I'm like, it's already going to have Death Touch, so what's the big...
+1? Yeah.
Yeah, I guess a wall, yeah.
It's not much, but for a single black, you're not going to get My Creature Lives now.
No.
Although, Coat with Venom.
Yeah. But the 2 life for the controller is pretty sweet. So basically, it's a shock for a shock, and you kill one of their creatures.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Well, a situational shock to their face, not to a creature, unfortunately. But still, that seems okay.
But it's something to be aware of for a single black.
Mm-hmm.
And the last one, Unholy Hunger. Also 5 mana, 3 black, destroy target creature. Spell Mastery says you gain 2 life.
Okay.
So, marginal upside, but basically 5 mana, destroy target creature. Period.
Pretty straightforward.
Yep.
Okay.
So, it looks like destroy target creature is
the removal for
forever sitting at 5 mana.
Yeah. Yeah, sadly.
Alright. Next, on to red.
On to red. Oh, goodness. Chandra, Fire of Catalesh. 1, red. Legendary creature, human shaman, 2/2. This is exciting. Whenever you cast a red spell, untap Chandra, Fire of Catalesh. Kaladesh, yeah. Tap Chandra, deal 1 damage to target player. If Chandra has dealt 3 or more damage this turn, exile her, then return her to the battlefield, transformed under her owner's control.
Now, this is one of the Planeswalkers for this set, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
The only reason I include her here is because if you cast a red spell at instant speed, you can suddenly do another point of damage. So something else to be aware of.
Yeah.
Tap her. Ping something. Cast one of the other instants we're about to list. Yeah. Untap her. Tap her again. Ping something.
Yeah.
Right? So, on to Chandras Fury.
Oh, I remember. This is a...
reprint from M13, I think?
4 and a red. Chandras Fury deals 4 damage to target player and 1 damage to each creature that player controls. Oh, I know where this is going.
Yep.
This has a home against the tokens.
It's very strong as a sideboard. It's even playable main board just because it's basically a lava axe with upside.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes you're the deck that wants that.
Mm-hmm.
I love the flavor text. They started it.
That's
Which is true. But, yeah, Chandra's got some shoes.
Yeah.
Alright, this is probably the least good of the damage-based removal spells, but moving along.
Fiery Conclusion for 1 and a red. Instant. As an additional cost to cast Fiery Conclusion, sacrifice a creature. Fiery Conclusion deals 5 damage to target creature.
So, seems okay.
Well, we've been through the set, and we've seen a couple of really, really cheap creatures.
We've seen cheap creatures.
There's a dragon fodder.
Yep. There's other token generators at sorcery speed, so we haven't listed them here.
Yeah, but my point is, so it's not so bad, the additional cost. There is lots of random stuff flying around.
And 5 damage for 2 mana is a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It seems pretty good. If you've got a way to get value off of it.
Yeah. Alright, Fiery Impulse. 1 red to cast. An instant. Deals 2 damage to target creature. Which seems fine.
It's a shock.
Yep. But Spell Mastery says, if there are 2 or more instants and or sorcery cards in your graveyard, it deals 3 damage to that creature instead.
Which makes it a lightning bolt.
For 1.
This, I'm just calling it now, this is the best common in the set.
You think so?
I think this is the best common in the set. I think that a shock that becomes a lightning bolt over time is phenomenal.
It's pretty cool.
I'm going to put one in every red commander deck I have. You know, just, it's great.
Yeah. Alright. Ravaging Blaze is red, and X for an instant. Ravaging Blaze deals X damage to target creature. Spell Mastery states it also deals X damage to that creature's controller. Oh.
So it's a little expensive if you're just using it as a removal spell, but if you're going the spell mastery route, it seems really strong.
This is an uncommon.
It is an uncommon, so they will be floating around.
Seems like it could be gross.
Yeah.
Late game.
It seems like it could be, although the downside is genuine, of having to do 1 damage for 3 mana.
Yeah.
Which isn't good.
No.
Next, strict sideboard card, although maybe not in this set. There are a lot of artifacts.
Some really sweet stuff.
Really sweet artifacts.
Smash to smithereens, 1 and a red. Destroy target artifact, smash smithereens, deals 3 damage to that artifact's controller.
Yep.
So it's artifact removal with an upside for
Yep.
2. And if people are going to be playing a lot, I think this could be pretty nice.
Yep. I think so. Last red spell.
Titan Strength from Theros block.
Yes.
Yes.
Straight up Theros, I think.
Red. 1 red. Target creature gets +3/+1 until end of turn. Square 1.
Seems really good. Like, that's a giant strength in red.
I really like it. Giant's Growth?
Giant's Growth, yeah.
I really like it. I like the Scry.
Yeah, the Scry is good. You're less likely to survive combat with it than something like a Giant's Growth, but...
You still get the extra 1, so...
And if you're swinging into an empty board, that's 3 extra damage out of nowhere. So.
Or if your creature has trample.
Yep. It's pretty cool. On to green.
Green.
Aerial Volley. A single green, Aerial Volley deals 3 damage divided as you choose among 1, 2, or 3 target creatures with flying. So, sideboard card, I think, but definitely one to watch out for. If you showed your opponent a lot of flyers, they're probably going to board one of these in. It's a common, so pick it up late in the draft, and seems pretty sweet. Not as sweet as... deal 3 damage divided among any creatures, which we've seen for 2 red, I think.
Well, there's Pyrotechnics, which was...
4 for 4.
Yeah.
Which is really sweet. Yeah. But this is definitely
it would be good to help against flyers, for sure. So.
Especially the small white flyers, small white or blue flyers. Less so against dragons and things. Might of the Masses. This is an instant for a single green. Target creature gets +1/+1 until end of turn for each creature you control.
Yowza.
So there's the token helper.
It's similar to Aspect of the Hydra from Theros block.
For devotion.
Except that was based on your devotion to green. This is based on your creatures, but still could be very powerful.
There was a creature in Modern Masters 2, and it's been in other sets, I think Scion of the Wild, where it just gets, it's a 1/1, or its power and toughness are equal to the number of creatures you control, which is very strong for 3 mana. But this seems like, in the token deck, you should definitely be watching out for this. I'm not sure if there's much you could do unless you've got a kill spell in response. Because they can put it on whatever's not being blocked.
Yeah.
But, yeah, definitely scary. The downside, of course, being that you have 1 creature, and it doesn't do anything. Alright, Reclaim. Another single green spell. For an instant, put target card from your graveyard on top of your library. So it gives you another copy of something that has been killed. Or something that you've already used. I don't know if I'd main deck this. I might as a 23rd card. It would be another card draw spell. It would be another copy of your bomb. It would be another copy of your removal spell.
Yeah,
I
that's
guess.
true.
On layaway, as it were. But it's not going to affect combat in any meaningful way, so it's not something you have to worry about, but it's definitely something that's interesting. Somber Old Alpha. This is not a flash creature, but I wanted to include it because it's got an activated ability. So it's a 3/2 for 4, 3 and a green. Whenever a creature you control becomes blocked, it gets +1/+1 until end of turn. And here's the important ability. Target creature you control gains trample until end of turn.
Ooh.
Just remember that. If they have one, they can give something trample.
Yeah, fair enough.
And that pairs very well with, say, Titanic Growth.
Woohoo!
Which gives target creature +4/+4 until end of turn.
For 1 and a green?
For 1 and a green. That's 1 colorless more than Giants Growth. And it looks like Titanic Growth is seeing more reprint now.
Mm-hmm.
It's a little more expensive. It's a little more powerful. It's your basic green combat trick.
It's going in my green decks.
Yeah. Alright. Next. Vine Snare. 2 and a green for an instant. Prevent all combat damage that would be dealt this turn by creatures with power 4 or less.
Huh.
So this I would call a sideboard card against the token deck.
Yeah. Or a mono red aggressive small creature deck.
Yep. It's possible you might want to run one if you've got big tramplers, but I would doubt it.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem very playable, but I just know that I'm going to get got by it at least once.
Yeah, for sure.
You know? Something to be aware of. And finally in green, Leaf Gilder, is not in any way an instant or a flash creature, but this and the other guy earlier, the Gnarlroot Trapper, are both mana dorks.
Yep. And
that means they can tap for a mana. This can affect your combat math. Just remember that mana generators are in the set, and the opponent might have more mana available than their land would suggest.
Yeah.
Meteorite is also in the set, and other artifacts that generate mana.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, I just wanted to sort of slide that in there.
Mm-hmm. On to the gold cards.
We're on to the gold cards, the multicolored cards, and there are only 3 of those.
Oh, okay.
So, Blazing Hellhound. Well, 3 that we care about. 2 black-red for a creature, Elemental Hound. He's a 4/3. You can pay 1 and sacrifice another creature, and he deals 1 damage to target creature or player. Again, just be aware that if this is on the field, it could affect things.
Yeah.
Your opponent could chump block with something and then sack it to deal 1 damage to you, or finish off your creature, or who knows what.
Next. Ooh, Bounding Krasis. 1 green-blue for a creature fish lizard. 3/3 with flash. When he enters the battlefield, you may tap or untap target creature.
So this is pretty sweet. Not only is it a 3/3 for 3, but it has flash, and it can tap something down.
Mm-hmm.
So there's 2 ways I can think of to use this just generally.
Mm-hmm.
You drop him beginning of combat to tap your creature, or your opponent's creature, and swing in. Or you drop him after attackers are declared, and suddenly you've got 2 blockers. You've got him and whatever he untaps on your side.
Yep.
You could double block with it. You could block multiple things. So if your opponent is in Simic, and they've got 3, that's green-blue, and they've got 3 mana up, be aware. This thing could be strong in combat. Finally, Thunderclap Wyvern. 2 white-blue for a 2/3 with flash. It's got flying, and other creatures you control with flying get +1/+1.
Wow.
Yeah.
In a flyer stack, that seems really good.
And basically, it anthems at instant speed. It gives him +1/+1 instant speed.
That's okay.
So, again, these are uncommons, but be aware of them.
Yep.
Because they're going to show up more often than rares.
Yep, that's for sure.
So, yeah. So that's our review. That was our first on the stack. On the Stack Origins, as it were.
Yeah. That was super fun. I feel a little bit better about our pre-release now.
Yep. Me too. And it's interesting. You think, when you start playing, what could they have? What could they possibly have? There are so many things they could have. Well, it turns out that in limited environment, in this set, there are only about 40 things that they could possibly have. Mm-hmm. And only about 5 in each color.
Yeah, so it's really not as bad. It's not as bad at all.
Yeah, considering, 4 of those were blue counter spells. Mm-hmm. The combat tricks are bountiful enough, but only in certain colors.
Yep.
So, yeah, be better prepared for your pre-release.
Yeah, hopefully this was of some use to people.
Mm-hmm. And if you've got the time and the gumption, you should check out a full set review. There are several good ones floating around. Limited Resources does a set review show every new set that comes out.
Yep.
We like them. And also, our friend John, as always, from the Mana League, does a visual set review.
You should definitely go check him out.
He goes in-depth into each of the colors, going Monday to Saturday, with white, blue, black, red, green, and then multicolored and artifacts on the Saturday, leading right up to the pre-release. So those will be coming out next week, and you should check those out.
Absolutely.
So thanks for joining us here on our very first On the Stack. We hope you'll come back for the next one.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for watching.
Bye-bye.
Bye.